We are in a race with climate change, with biodiversity loss, a race to ensure that people and nature can thrive on this planet. At the Nature Conservancy, we protect the places that can help us win this race. Welcome to the Santa Clara River.
I love that this place even exists because in Southern California, we don't have a lot of rivers like this. One that is wide and wild.
You hear the birds, you see the birds, you see animal tracks. You can pick up the rocks and skip them down the river.
It's incredibly peaceful. I'm looking out here and all I see is mountains, forest, river, floodplain. It's an incredible landscape.
It looks the way it did in the 1600s. By far the largest natural river system left on the Southern California coast.
Santa Clara River is about an hour north of Los Angeles, and it's between the Los Padres National Forest and the Santa Monica Mountains. It runs 86 miles long from Los Angeles County all the way to Ventura County at the estuary where it spills into the ocean. The Nature Conservancy opened the first publicly accessible preserve to the Santa Clara River in Ventura County. We've been working really hard to protect over 21 river miles of this river and to do hundreds of acres of giant reed removal and restoration projects.
This river is important to conserve because the Southern California coastal region is one of the most biologically diverse places in all of North America. But it's been heavily developed. It's a place that people love to live, and so we have a lot of urban development. It's a great place for agriculture, so we have a lot of agriculture development. So nature has to compete against that.
This river is so important to multiple species, in particular, the Southern California steelhead trout. There used to be thousands of them in this river, in the Santa Clara River, and we hope to someday get back to that place where we have that many. And this is one of the best hopes for restoring them.
Our wildlife cameras have captured bear, mountain lion, bobcat, many mammals that rely on the Santa Clara River as a migratory corridor. But equally important are migratory songbirds that nest and depend on the willow and cottonwood forest that is adjacent to the Santa Clara River.
The Nature Conservancy is doing a lot of good adaptive management to try to get the least Bell's vireo to a better population size so that someday they can move out of this range back to their historic range in the north. So those are just 2 of the 16 threatened and endangered species that rely on this river.
A lot of those species are now relegated to just a very small fraction of the natural areas that they once had. So protecting this river is really kind of the last holdout for a lot of these plants and animals that won't exist if this river isn't conserved.
Every year, we'll go from a dry riverbed to raging river with flow. The landscape will be transformed.
So when it rains up in the mountains, we have our winter storms, this whole area can be completely inundated. That water could overflow its banks and it slows down, and a lot of the floodwaters are retained up on the banks of the river in what we call the floodplain.
Generally, following a flood, you have an increase in biodiversity. Just for example, this year we saw an incredible hatch of amphibians. Expect it to be an incredible year for birds and wildlife.
This river used to be a vital trade route from coastal Chumash bands to more inland bands, and there were also really important village sites all along the Santa Clara River. And to this day, there's still a thriving Chumash community along the river and in Ventura County that are still celebrating their culture.
What we share with tribal communities is a desire to repair the connection to the land. And we want the community to have a connection and have stewardship of the land. The Santa Clara River is so dynamic, getting to experience that year after year, seeing the river flood and the landscape change. And there's something powerful about that, for people to experience the resilience of nature.
Having this place open to the public, I'm most excited for people to come together and people to appreciate nature and to see people's stresses go away and calm come over them. I'm really excited for the community to learn. There will be guided activities that people can come and learn about birding, learn about the river, learn about the Nature Conservancy.
We hope that when people come visit the Santa Clara River, they see a healthy, flowing river that's restored and that's teeming with life, and that they will join us and become stewards of this land, because it's going to take all of us to keep taking care of this place.